is KPIX 5 News.
An Oakland educator shot and killed in his own home. Family and friends reflect on the legacy he leaves behind.
We lost a leading light in the community.
Scared, nervous, just for my vehicle that's parked downstairs.
And frustration intensifies in the South Bay as San Jose police break up yet another sideshow. Good morning. It is Sunday, October 3rd. I'm Devin Feely. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's start with a quick check of our weather with meteorologist Darren Pack.
It's going to be another warm day, Devin, just like yesterday. We might be a degree or two cooler than yesterday, but you're not going to notice much difference. And the air quality issues are the same. There's another spare the air for today because of wildfire smoke and because the temperatures will be so hot. We'll have an addition of ground level ozone. Temperatures out there now are pretty much mid to upper 50s, and there's no marine layer unless you're right at the beach. So we're all waking up to pretty much clear skies. That's the way it stays. Maybe a cloud at the coast today, and that's pushing it, although we'll see it certainly at the Golden Gate again like we did yesterday. 94 inland. 82 would be average right now, so it will be a bit warm out there. See you with the rest of the forecast coming up in a bit. Back over to you.
The Oakland community is stunned and in mourning. A well-known educator and community activist who spent decades fighting for some of the city's poorest students was gunned down in his own home. KPIX 5's Dalyn spoke with family and friends and has new details that we are learning about the victim.
Friends and colleagues say Dirk Tillison dedicated his life to ending education inequality. He founded a nonprofit to help low-income students succeed.
Welcome to Desegregate the Internet.
Meet Dirk Tillison, the founder of a nonprofit called Great School Voices, where he advocated and blogged about school inequities and how to level the playing field. Friends say one of his many recent projects was digital inclusion, making sure low-income students have access to computers and the internet.
We lost a leading light in the community.
Longtime friend Theo Oliphant was shocked by the murder. He says Dirk was always about helping others.
He had a big presence without being a big personality. You know what I mean? So he wasn't loud, but he, just loved to laugh, and he just real hearty laugh, and he just was filled with joy.
Investigators say someone broke into his house around 11:30 Friday night in the Maxwell Park neighborhood. He apparently woke up and confronted the intruder. Someone shot and killed him inside his home. Investigators say the person also shot his wife. Friends say his wife is out of the hospital and recovering from her injuries.
The one thing to take away from all this is that he died protecting those he loved.
Paul Lay is a good friend and also a managing director of Dirk's nonprofit. He says the murder is a huge loss in the education community. Dirk spent the last 3 decades working with students and charter schools in New Orleans, New York, and Oakland.
It's going to be a loss. It's going to be really hard to move forward. But he wouldn't want us not to figure it out.
Dirk was 52, survived by his wife and an adult son. No one has been arrested in the case, and police are investigating whether or not this was a home invasion robbery. I'm Dalyn, KPIX 5.
The shooting was Oakland's 105th homicide of the year. Police in Contra Costa County have made an arrest in a domestic violence incident that turned deadly. Officers arrested 47-year-old Richard Ortiz. He's accused of attacking a woman on Island View Drive in the Bay Point early Saturday morning. Now, police say that Ortiz ran from that scene. The victim, a woman, had serious injuries and would later die at the hospital. Ortiz has been booked for murder, domestic violence, and resisting an officer. This is a live look at San Jose, where neighbors say they've had enough after police broke up yet another dangerous sideshow. KPIX 5's Betty Yu spoke with residents and business owners who say the nightly chaos needs to end.
Sideshows have become more frequent around San Jose City Hall and across the city in recent months. Residents and workers tell us that they generally start around midnight and can go until 4 a.m. In recent months, this kind of sideshow activity has become more brazen, with people firing guns into the air, moving from the outskirts of the city to the heart of downtown San Jose.
Scared, nervous, just for my vehicle that's parked downstairs. You hear super loud cars. They kind of sound like motorcycles, but it's also the lights. People have their brights on and they'll just go around and around.
Danielle Garello lives and works near City Hall.
I also worry about the girls that are walking to and from, the sorority houses. I don't go to school here, but I serve a lot of them at this establishment, so it just makes you worry.
Houdini's Smoke Shop is a few doors down on East Santa Clara Street. Workers here have witnessed sideshows right outside their business.
Whenever the road gets blocked off for anything, it really affects our business. And then most of the time the sideshows happen late night too, around like the bar and the club scene time. So a lot of those people end up getting stuck in that traffic, and you just get drunk people with rowdy people all in the same area. It's not a good mix.
Another one was right when you're getting to a 280 exit on 4th Street. And I was caught up on that one for at least 20 minutes, so I got home late.
Today, San Jose police tweeted that officers responded to a sideshow in the parking lot at Capitol Expressway and Tully Road Friday night. They towed 3 cars and cited about 10 other people. The department's message: this dangerous and illegal activity is not welcome in our city. We will continue to respond with available resources. In San Jose, Betty Yu, KPIX 5.
The city of San Jose has also gone after social media sideshow promoters. A Santa Clara County judge granted an injunction against 2 defendants accused of, quote, aiding and abetting sideshows on Instagram. People in the East Bay got a little jolt for the second time in as many days. A magnitude 3.5 earthquake struck about 2 miles north of San Leandro. The epicenter was located near the Oakland Zoo, and the shaking started a little after noon on Saturday. Around 7 o'clock Friday night, there was another quake in that same general area. It was just a 3.0 magnitude quake. No reports of damage caused by either of those earthquakes. Millions of Americans took to the streets Saturday, rallying in support of women's reproductive rights. There were big crowds in several big cities across the U.S., including down in Texas, where the Supreme Court has refused to block the state's 6-week abortion ban. KPIX 5's Max Darrow was at Saturday's rally in San Francisco and has details on activists' call to action.
Thousands of people marched down busy San Francisco streets on Saturday, chanting, waving signs, and hoping their pro-abortion rights message is heard loud and clear.
I came out here today to protect women's right to safe and legal abortions.
To defend women's rights, support my daughter so she has access to health care if she needs it.
The Women's March for Our Reproductive Rights took place as the Supreme Court gets ready to reconvene. A few months ago, the nation's highest court declined a request to block the Texas abortion law, which pro-abortion advocates see as the most restrictive anti-abortion bill from going into effect.
We're about to make it law.
It bans abortion once embryonic cardiac activity is detected, which usually takes place around 6 weeks into a pregnancy. The law makes no exceptions for pregnancies resulting from rape or incest. While the law doesn't directly impact Californians, many activists fear other states will follow Texas's lead.
We need to unite and come against all the hate that people are bringing us. This is our body, and we deserve to have the choice to do what we want to do.
The march wasn't a San Francisco-specific event. In fact, it was just one of hundreds of marches that were happening across the country at the same time. That included marches in the East Bay and in the South Bay as well. While we didn't see any clashes at the marches, many anti-abortion advocates expressed their responses to the nationwide women's marches online. The leader of a major anti-abortion rights group called the theme macabre.
Stop your hatred! Stop your violence! Women and girls won't be silent!
But many participants told us they were inspired by the turnout.
Felt amazing.
Good. A lot of people turned out.
Yeah.
Good energy.
Lots of, I felt community today.
When I saw all these people, I was like, oh my gosh, I was really shocked.
It's emotional.
Yeah.
It's emotional.
It's heartwarming, knowing that so many people care.
It makes me happy to see not only women here, but like men of like all ages too.
In San Francisco, Max Darrow, KPIX 5.
There are more events planned for today around the Bay Area. The Supreme Court will reconvene on Monday. Well, the time